I'm John Kovach. I've been a newsman, a sports announcer, and a football coach, but the one constant, since I was old enough to stand next to a stream with my dad, has been fishing. I've waded rapids, stood on slick rocks, hacked through ice, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do, and join me on this journey. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. May 11th, John Kovach, Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, and we are on location. We are on the banks of the Musconetcong River in New Jersey. We're taking a look at some of the fisheries here in northern New Jersey. We've been here for the Trout Unlimited Northeast Regional Rendezvous. We are kind of taking a look at an area that doesn't get a lot of attention and really is beautiful, really has some strong fisheries. So we got out to the Musconetcong. Brian Cowden, the president of Ridge and Valley Trout Unlimited, and Nancy Roberts-Lawler, the water quality monitoring coordinator for the Musconetcong River Watershed Association, explained to us projects that were done to restore that river and ways that they're monitoring its health and that anglers can help out with.
One of the reasons we work together on that site is because the farm across the river here is under the threat of development. Up to 300 homes on that 175 acres. We're fighting it. It shouldn't be permissible, but everything's possible in court. So one of the things we want to make sure is we understand what's happening in the watershed just downstream of this site. And have three. We just started our third year of baseline studies, and hopefully that never gets developed. But I was on TU staff for 7 years as the Musconetcong Home Rivers Initiative Coordinator. This is the Musconetcong River. And this was one of my restoration projects that I did while I was on staff. We used Farm Bill dollars, and we hired a company called Urbani Fisheries out of Montana to do the in-stream restoration work.
What did you actually do?
We put an excavator in the river, and there were no riffles, runs, or pools. It all looked like this. What you see above you, just a straight run for as long as the eye can see. The reason we did this project is you are standing on the left bank looking downstream 100 years ago. That's the right bank over there. That's the river bed. Not where the river is today. That was the river over there. We don't know for a fact, but we assume this farmer probably got sick of flooding and moved the river over. So made it straight as an arrow through this reach. And then where he stopped down about where you're doing the macroinvertebrate sampling, the river just kept going to the right, just kept eating that right bank and getting the river much wider down there. And that caused problems all the way downstream for a half mile. So we did the in-channel restoration. We used 450 boulders from in the field back here, excavator, and we started right here. This pool has, you can see the boulders that we set in place to set our structure, and then we excavated a pool below. There's a big tree that's in there that we anchored in right here on River Right. The reason I brought you here is because that's restored water. This is unrestored water. Just to give you kind of that juxtaposition of the two. Visual assessment training is a great tool, along with the macroinvertebrates, to determine impairments or lack of impairments, if you're lucky, of a specific reach of river. We do our visual assessment, and we also do macroinvertebrates. So we do all three things that one quarter, the April of every year. This is an excellent tool for either just doing a snapshot of a portion of river that you might think needs restoration, or if you're monitoring a site long term, either because you're going to restore it, or in the case of our Schertz Road site a mile downstream, it's because of the threat of development of 300 houses in these fields right here across the way. Some of this is subjective, and we're going to go through some of it, and you'll see why. You know, we could all agree today it's not sunny, for example, but would we all agree on what we're seeing in the channel, or would we all agree on the riparian zone? And we'll get to some of those things. So I like small groups, 2, 3 people, 4 people's fine. You could talk about it until you come to consensus, because as we go through these, they're pretty specific. And I've seen somebody think this is optimal and another person think this is poor. And until you start talking and getting it out there, and people, well, yeah, wait a minute. Site down below, a mile downstream, we've had anglers building stone dams, and the water's flowing off the stone dam into the bank, and it's eroding the right bank. We actually saw the river widen by 6 inches in 1 year. So then I want to know what's happening to that, because we're going to be restoring that later this summer. So that's a good tool. But if I'm just doing a quick visual assessment over a long part of a watershed, I just go out with my rangefinder and I'll make note of the distance that way. If you're doing widths, though, take about a 10-yard reach, 30 feet or so, and take 3 readings in whatever is average for that reach. One of the great things is not only does this kind of work increase volunteerism for TU people, but it's citizen science. You're out there doing, in our case, data that is certified by the state of New Jersey.
We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, right after this. The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the Dock Shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The Dock Shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the Dock Shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Drive and Discover event. Now through May 31st.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. We are still on the banks of the Musconetcong River. Bryden Cowden of Ridge and Valley Trout Unlimited has shown us how to do a visual assessment. Let's see how alive this river is post-restoration with Nancy Lawler, the Water Quality Monitoring Coordinator for the Musconetcong River Watershed Association.
To do an assessment, okay, and as I said, these organisms all live in the bottom of the stream. The benthic means bottom, and macro means bigger than a bread box, and vertebrate means you don't have a backbone, okay? And these organisms actually live in the bottom like the bottom foot of the stream. So they're not just on the surface, they're kind of in the sediment. There's a number of different tools that you can use to check the organisms that are living in the river. And I have to say, there's organisms in almost every river. I mean, even, the Passaic, there's a certain amount of organisms. There's just not going to be the ones that are very sensitive to environmental change. You're going to find things that just, worms and certain types of beetles that just... how do we collect these bugs? All right. So, some of the bugs are really, really small. And you have to have a net that isn't going to let them float through. So, these are special aquatic nets that are designed to collect macroinvertebrates. So, professional folks in New Jersey that do this for a living, like me, this is what we use. And these, the mesh, and you can take a look at them. This one. Finally found the one that has a hole in it. Bunch of kids that you want to take out. You can take your wife's nylon stockings with her permission and fix them to a hanger. And nylon stockings are terrific for bug collection. A kitchen sieve is not too bad. One with very, very small, certain types of them, really, really small mesh are really good.
How about screen?
A screen is also could be good, right? Yeah. Or a sieve or something like that. You might not be able to, have your data certified by your state, but you certainly would be able to say something about the health of your river using all of those things that I mentioned. These are what I use because I'm certain I have to have the data certified. The other thing that I find really, really helpful, Chinese food containers. I collect them. These are great for sorting insects. What you want to do when you're doing collection is you want to get what's called a representative sample, okay? You have this whole stream here, and you're like, where should I take the sample? So, this is going to stop. You want to take the sample in a place where the most bugs are going to be. So where do you think that would be?
Riffle.
Right? Any
Riffle.
ideas?
Riffle.
It's going to be in the riffle. And anybody know why?
It depends on the type of environment.
Well, that's true. But the most are going to be where there's the most oxygen. Because the one thing that they don't want to struggle for is breathing. Anybody who's ever had asthma or any kind of problem, not being able to breathe really stinks. And the bugs feel the same way. So that's going to be in two places. One is in the riffle where the water breaks over the rocks, and the other place is where it's going to be really, really cold. Because cold water, as those of you who are trout fishermen know, holds more oxygen. Okay? The bottom of the stream.
I don't know if it was planted or... No. Well, that's fantastic.
We're perfect. We're perfect weather.
Like with women, I'd be warmer than you.
So you said you do that 12 times before
About 12 times. I'll just do this one, and then we can go back and look for more. Okay.
That through there so that
Basically, what I would do. Oh, here's something really nice. One of my assistants put that in for me. How nice. You just kind of rinse off the net.
Did you flip it inside out?
Yep. And wash off the outside. Okay, put this in here. right? And then you might want to look at the net. So right away on this net, we have a number of organisms that are pretty sensitive to changes in their environment. This is a big favorite among the kids. This is called a water penny, and it is the larva of a beetle. And if you notice, it's really flat. It holds onto rocks by suction, and it makes its living by eating algae. So it is what we call a grazer. It's the cows of the watershed of the river, and I have to say they're really high in protein, so trout really love these. What they do is they kind of unseal one end of the larva, and they eat them like potato chips, just like. And you can see trout sometimes doing that if you're, snorkeling or something like that. It's really kind of cool. And here you can see the underneath of all his little legs underneath. And his cool little mouth. Does anybody want to hold him, touch him?
Eat like a potato chip?
Eat him.
There you go. Protein.
Macroinvertebrates are not bad to eat.
No.
Let's see what else is
Size
here.
18?
20.
So what we would do in a sample, we would take the sample, and we would start.
The plot thickens.
Sorry.
Fine. Oh my God.
That we find, and as I said, it's like, it's 5 minutes of kicking, so a half an hour of your time, right? And then what we do is we each one of these organisms has different sensitivities, as I mentioned, so that each of them have a rating, right? So, for example, mayflies are the most intolerant. Mayflies, really stoneflies, I would say, are the most intolerant to change. These organisms, the one thing that makes them really great for assessment purposes is there's probably 1 billion in this stretch of river. I mean, there's just tons of them.
We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, right after this. The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the Dock Shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The Dock Shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the Dock Shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Tuesday Pazza Pizza.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop this Thursday, May 11th. Those boats in the background are getting ready to get out. People are getting their sea legs back. It's time to think about safe boating, and the town of Fairfield and Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla 77 are doing just that.
A proclamation from the town of Fairfield. Whereas boating is one of the largest recreational activities of the residents of this community, and whereas the protection of life, limb, boats, and marine property is a legal and moral responsibility of every boater, and whereas it is desirable and necessary to remind all boaters of their responsibilities and the constant need for safe boating practices. Now therefore, I, Michael C. Tetro, First Selectman of the town of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim May 20th through May 26th as 2017 National Safe Boating Week throughout the town of Fairfield. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mike.
And thank you.
We thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
And how important is it for the Coast Guard Auxiliary to have an event such as Safe Boating Week to get that message out?
This is very important because most boaters need a little bit extra guidance for their safety equipment, and we're happy to do a free vessel safety exam and guide them through any safety equipment that they need in times of peril for themselves.
And the members of Flotilla 77 recommend that you come by for the free safe boating vessel inspections on Saturday, May 20th at the South Benson Marina. They're just going to check the boat. They're not doing citations. They're checking things out and making sure that you're going to be safe going out on the water. This weekend is Connecticut Free Fishing Weekend. There's going to be a ton of stuff going on. If you want to learn to fish, great time to get out. If the kids want to learn to fish and you don't, great time to get out because you don't need to buy a license. Just go out and fish. There are a couple events that can help you with that. Mianus Trout Unlimited is having its annual casting clinic. That's at Merwin Meadows in Wilton. They will be stocking trout. They'll have casting lessons. Teach the kids to fish. They'll be fishing on the banks of the Norwalk River. It's all at Merwin Meadows in Wilton in really just a few hundred square yards. It's a nice self-contained event, and you'll learn a lot about the insects. They've done events like we just watched Nancy Lawler do on the Musconetcong. Macroinvertebrate sampling, stock, fish. It's all there. A great time. Fishing CT is having its Casting for Kids event also on Saturday. And if you want to fish a new stretch of water, Nutmeg TU is scheduled to do a trip to the Putatuck River in Newtown, Sandy Hook area. Information on that is at nutmegtrout.org. Nutmeg Trout has its regular meeting on Tuesday, May 16th. The TU chapter will hear Harold McMillan of Housatonic River Outfitters. He's going to talk about late spring and summer fishing on the Hoosay. And Devin Brandis will be there to speak about his initiative, You Can Fly, which is teaching youths from Bridgeport and other areas how to fly fish. The Nutmeg TU meeting is open to the public free of charge at Port 5, 69 Brewster Street in Bridgeport. Food and a cash bar are available. The Mianus chapter at TU is sponsoring a fishing trip up to the Housatonic and a barbecue. That'll be at Housatonic Meadows State Park in Cornwall Bridge on Saturday, May 20th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can find information at mianustu.org. Tuesday night's meeting will also include the election of officers for Nutmeg TU. Monroe will host the 14th annual Children's Fishing Derby on Saturday, May 20th from 6 to 9 at Great Hollow Lake. Information on that at monroerec.org. It's ages 3 to 15, and they will have prizes for the largest fish of any kind by weight in 5 age groups: 5 and under, 6 to 7, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, 12 through 15. You need to take your own gear, including rod, tackle, and bucket, to take the fish to the weigh station. There will be worms while supplies last. monroerec.org to register for that. And also on May 20th, Tenkara's caught on in the past few years. We had Daniel Gallardo of Tenkara USA on when we were strictly audio. The Catskill Fly Fishing Center Museum will host a history of Japanese rods as part of Tenkara Day on Saturday, May 20th. Registration begins at 9:30 a.m. at the museum in Livingston Manor, New York. Program starts at 10. They will talk about the history of Japanese fly rods. There'll be a casting workshop, just a number of things. It's kind of a cool and simpler way to fly fish. I've done some of it, as you can see in this video. CFFCM.com for information on that. That's going to do it for this week's Yankee Fisherman. We'll be back next week with more. Hopefully the weather cooperates. You can get out this weekend. Enjoy Free Fishing Day. If you do get out there, tight lines.